Hey, what's going on, card collectors? It's Ken with Ken's Cardboard, coming at you from my basement in Colorado. Today we have a little video for a couple video responses. One for Eddie over at Eddie's Cardboard Chaos, and the other for Darren at Return to Collecting. Darren has an amazing collection and some really high-end cards coming out there. Eddie wants us to call out a player that has overcome adversity. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Daniel Bard. He plays for the Rockies. So the other video is Darren, and he wants us to shout out at least three channels that are under 200 subscribers that we should go check out. I think I have 4 channels that I'm gonna talk about, and he wants also to show a couple of your favorite cards in your collection. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to show some cards and talk a little bit about some adversity in players' lives. All right. Eddie is having a little contest, and he wants us to talk about a player that has overcome adversity in their career or life. I'm going to talk about Daniel Bard. He currently pitches for the Rockies. Here he is in his 2021 Topps, 70th anniversary there. Bard is he's always been a reliever in his career. He's a 6'4", 250-pound right-handed pitcher. And he's overcome adversity in his life. And Bard was drafted by the Red Sox back in 2006. Here's a Bowman card from 2012. Bowman Chrome. He pitched for the Red Sox. Daniel, before that, he ended up playing in the World Baseball Classic in 2023, and he was a relief pitcher there. He didn't have such a good World Baseball Classic, but let me get to the point of the story here. So Daniel pitched for the Red Sox from 2009 to 2013, and back in 2013. He started to get what they call the Yips. He could not find the strike zone, and he was a 100 mile per hour reliever, and he was really highly touted, as you can see, because the Red Sox drafted him in the first round, 28th overall. But what's really happening was performance anxiety, and it caused him to be erratic. He could not throw a baseball to cover the plate. It was just performance anxiety that he was dealing with, and what he described it was like an anxiety-ridden torture, and he wasn't able to pitch. So he bounced around in the minor leagues trying to catch on. Still, he's a very talented young pitcher. In the minor leagues, he had stints with the Cubs, the Rangers, the Pirates, the Cardinals, and the Mets, but never made it back to the big leagues. And it caused him to retire in 2017. He then became the mental health and mentor for players for the Diamondbacks in 2018 and 2019. And he was there to help players deal with issues there are. So, back in the 70s and 80s, even before that, mental health issues were not allowed to be really discussed by the players. They're supposed to be strong and whatnot, but a lot of players struggle with anxiety and their mental health, performing, for, your contract and the teams. And a lot of people deal with mental health outside of baseball as well. Things like depression and anxiety cause them not even be able to do their jobs or even, participate in family events and things like that. There's just a lot of mental health issues. I don't know what causes it, but it's kind of disease that people deal with, the depression, and there's, people take medication for it. But Daniel was really loved around the Diamondbacks, and players would always ask for him to talk to him, and he really understood what players were going through, and he could empathize with them and help them relate. And while he was doing that, he would sometimes play catch with them. And in 2019, a bunch of the people he was playing catch with were saying, "Hey, you still got the stuff, man. You can really throw." And at that time there was no pressure or anything else, but he decided to try out again for Major League Baseball, and he was invited to spring training for the Colorado Rockies, and the Rockies ended up giving him a spot on the roster in 2020. And that year, Daniel Bard, after he hadn't thrown a pitch in Major League for more than 7 years, then Bard won the 2020 Players' Choice Award, presented by Topps as the National League Comeback Player of the Year. To be out of Major League Baseball for 7 years and come back and still pitch, pretty awesome. In 2021 and 2022, Bard was the Rockies' closer, and he had 20 saves in 2021 and 34 in 2022. So he's finally made it back. He's still with the Rockies, and he ended up having a decent career. So he has a great family. I think he's overcome a lot of his adversity. I think, obviously after baseball, I think he's going to become, players' mental health coach again, is kind of my thoughts. But I think he really was able to turn his life around and get through some of those mental issues he was struggling with. So that's the story of Daniel Bard. All right, let's switch over to Darren's VR, Return to Collecting. He wants us to shout out at least 3 channels that we watch or that are under 200 subscribers, and get them a little bit more notoriety into the community. So let's get right to it. The first up is D's Collection. Andy, he has a great Cardinals and Colts collection. He's lives in the Indianapolis area. I got to meet him at the National. That was pretty cool. He's big into autograph collections, and he tells great stories about how he's able to attain some of the autographs in his collection, and he's really passionate about his family and the stories that he's created through sports and collecting memorabilia. He's got signed autographs on cards and helmets and basketballs, all kinds of things. So go check out D's Collection. He's a great guy in this community, and needs more than 200 subscribers. Get him out. Let's give him a little attention. Next up is Brian over at Hodges 1455. Brian is kind of new to watching my channel, or maybe he's watched it for a while, but new to commenting this past year, and he collects kind of everything. And he's got NASCAR, he's got football, he's got hockey, baseball. He's got modern, he's got vintage. I like his videos because they're nice and short. I prefer videos that are 10 minutes or less, because I like to watch a lot of videos. So the shorter the videos are, the more videos I can watch. There's a lot of people in this community that I enjoy watching, and Brian is one of them, and I really appreciate him commenting on my channel, and we've connected through this community. It's really awesome. Then my last channel I want to shout out is Brandon over at Rounded Corner Sports Cards. He's currently at 121 subscribers. He's been on YouTube. All of these guys have been on YouTube for at least, more than a year, but probably less than 2 years. And Brandon is awesome because he's also an Avalanche fan like myself. And even though he lives in Tennessee, but he's also a 49ers fan, so he's getting pretty pumped up for the Super Bowl coming up here, 49ers versus the Chiefs. The Avalanche are having a great season, so maybe they'll make it to the Cup. So Brandon could possibly have 2 championships for his team, so that would be awesome. But Brandon collects graded cards. He's working on, I think it's 1952 Bowman football card set, all graded. which is pretty cool. He's also showing a lot of his higher end shiny cards from the 49ers, as well as shiny cards from the Avalanche. So go check out Brandon at Rounded Corner Sports Cards. He has an awesome channel. And then finally, Darren asked us to show a couple of our favorite cards. So they've been sitting in the background the whole time here. You probably know this card well. This is the 1950 Bowman Jackie Robinson. The story was with this card is I traded with my community friend George, Diamond Yard Sports Cards. I traded him a 1955 Sandy Koufax rookie for this 1950 Bowman Jackie Robinson. Great card, one of my favorite cards in my collection, and hopefully I get to see George this week because I'm heading down to Arizona. So, and then picked up this card this year. This is the 2013 Panini Rookie Anthology Prism Silver Nathan McKinnon. Gosh, I love the etching. So we got some shiny modern stuff and some vintage cards. I love both in my collection. So shout out to Brandon. He was looking to get this card in his collection as well. So there you go. Thanks, Darren, and thanks, Eddie. You guys have great channels in this community. Go check them out if you haven't already. Peace.